What is up, my fellow beasts? Welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk about the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer gameplay that is all over YouTube right now. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen gameplay of it already, and I want to tell you guys what I like and what I don't like about the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer so far. Just keep in mind that this is going to be my first impression of the game, and I also didn't get to play the game early like most of our favorite YouTubers, so that is why I am bringing you some delicious World at War gameplay instead. But you know what? A good thing about not being invited to play these games early is that way you can give your 100% uncorrupted and honest opinion. That's what I'm gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. You know, which is something that our favorite YouTubers can't do. I mean, it would look bad if they bit the hand that feeds them. I mean, they get paid to go there, to stay there, to promote the game. They don't get paid to talk shit about the game. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with the things I like about the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. The first thing I like are the graphics. The graphics are definitely very nice. It doesn't look too colorful like certain Call of Duty games, which names I am not going to mention. I think it has the right balance of colors, and the environments, you know, the different environments look pretty awesome. The sounds on this game are amazing. For example, when you throw a grenade, you don't just hear the explosion of the grenade, you also hear all the dirt, all the little things falling on the ground. You hear, like, I don't know, the dust, and you see all this smoke all over the place. I think that this was done very, very well. I never noticed this in any of the Call of Duty game. Then you have the music. When a game is getting closer to the end, just like in World at War, you can hear some epic music. I think that's pretty awesome. And the action seems to be super fast-paced. Everyone thought that the game was gonna be slow-paced and boring and whatever, but it seems that is not going to happen in Call of Duty World War II unless everyone sits behind the freaking barrel. That you cannot control. Then we have the flamethrower, which is confirmed. It is going to be a kill streak in Call of Duty World War II, and it looks like it's gonna be a super low kill streak. At this point, it only takes 500 points to get, and that is pretty cool in my opinion. A great feature about this flamethrower, ladies and gentlemen, is that you don't lose it when you get killed. As long as you have fuel in your flamethrower, you will keep it no matter how many times you die. Unfortunately, it seems that you run out of flamethrower super quick, but as I said, at this point it is a low kill streak. Next we have the bayonet. Ladies and gentlemen, just like the flamethrower, the bayonet is another thing I absolutely love. This is also something that was in Call of Duty World at War, and in World at War, when you used the bayonet, you had a little bit of lunge, you had a little bit of commando, a little bit of reach. But in Call of Duty World War II, you can do a bayonet charge, which is freaking insane. You will sprint for a short distance, super fast, and you will stab the enemy player on his chest or back, whatever. So pretty much it is the same thing as the bayonet charge from Battlefield 1. I don't know if they copied this from Battlefield 1, but it definitely looks very similar. Next we have the shotguns, ladies and gentlemen. In one of these gameplays, I saw a guy using a shotgun, and it had incendiary ammo. That is super badass, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much when you use a shotgun with incendiary ammo, when you shoot an enemy, he will get on fire. And so far, no Call of Duty has had this feature besides zombies. If you pack a punch the Olympia in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, when you shoot zombies, they get on fire, which is super awesome. Next we have, for the first time, the detachable suppressor. I don't know if this is gonna be a thing that only one gun can do, or if all guns can do this, but it seems that you can put your silencer on and then take it off whenever you want, which is definitely pretty cool. If you want to go for a long range kill, you can remove your silencer, and if you want to get, you know, in the enemy spawn, you can put the silencer on and destroy everyone. The bipods, ladies and gentlemen, are also back. So the last time we had a bipod in a Call of Duty game was in World at War. And this is something pretty cool because it increases your LMG accuracy. Unfortunately, it makes people camp, but you know, bipods are certainly something that belong to the World War II theme. Akimbo is also returning. You can see in the multiplayer reveal trailer a guy using an Akimbo M1911. The Dolphin Dive also seems to be returning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is not exactly a Dolphin Dive, but it is the closest thing to the Dolphin Dive we've had so far. So pretty much when you are sprinting, if you go prone, your character will dive. And it's kind of like the same thing as in Battlefield 1. You kind of do the same thing, I believe. Yeah, this is pretty cool, and it prevents people from drop shotting, which is awesome. At least it's the idea that I have from watching, you know, these gameplays, that when you go prone while sprinting, you do a little dive. I might be wrong though. There's also no final kill cam. At first I thought this was going to be bad, but I rarely get any final kill cams. So pretty much what the game's gonna do is it's gonna choose the most epic kill in that match. I am pretty sure it's gonna choose a quick kill feed so that it fits in the kill cam, because essentially the kill cam is still there, but it's not gonna be the final kill cam. And that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, it's gonna choose, you know, if someone gets triple kill with the MP40, I'm pretty sure that if no one else also gets a quick triple kill with any other gun, the game is gonna automatically choose that. But at the same time, it's a good thing, because if I'm able to get like a 5-piece super quick with a flamethrower, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be in the final kill cam. It has a different name, unless someone does better than that. Anyways, next we have a new game mode called War. War was also in World at War. It was also in Advanced Warfare with a different name, ladies and gentlemen, but it does not play the same. So pretty much, if you are on the offensive side, you have to escort a tank, which by the way, you can get in the tank and use the turret mounted on the tank, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, you cannot control the tank. It moves by itself. This game mode, ladies and gentlemen, seems to be something that is going to require a lot of teamwork. You have to build stuff to progress, like for example, you have to build bridges so that the tank can pass. You can build MG42 turrets, you can build walls and all that stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of dying. I'm pretty sure that because of that, this game mode is only gonna be played by beasts, and on this game mode you will not be able to use any kill streaks. You know what? I kind of like that. So if you want to play like, let's say, bare bones, you can play this mode. And I don't know, I just love the fact that you can build all this stuff, and it's going to require a lot of teamwork. So if you're not playing with a full team, you are going to get destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. Then there is the new creator class. A lot of people were afraid that you were not going to be able to choose attachments and, you know, equipment and all that stuff. You can still do the same shit. You choose 3 perks that have like 2 abilities, and at the same time it's as if you were choosing 6 perks. Certain divisions, classes, whatever you want to call it, have their own perks, but then you have perks that are shared by all divisions, by all classes. It's a little bit confusing to explain, a little bit hard to explain, but it's pretty much the same shit as the creator class we had before. Then we have the kill streaks, ladies and gentlemen. Already talked about the flamethrower, but as always, there's the recon plane, there's the counter recon plane, there's the flamethrower, there's what it seems to be a fighter pilot, there's the care package, there's the glide bomb, which is like a Predator missile, there is the mortar strike, there's something called the artillery barrage, it seems. Then we have the paratroopers, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the thing I'm gonna try to be using all the time. You get to use 3 little cheeky AI soldiers that I believe follow you around and you just destroy people. I just hope that they also help you play the objective. I just hope that they do the same thing as the support squad mate from Call of Duty Ghosts. You know, that beast captures flags, it takes tags on kill confirmed and all that stuff, and that would be awesome. Then there's the carpet bomber, which is a big ass plane that drops bombs. There's flak guns, I don't know what this is, and it seems that the dogs are also back, ladies and gentlemen. And then the last thing is that melee weapons are back. You can see a motherfucker running around with a shovel smacking a poor soul on his back. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have the things that I don't really like. So the first thing on this list is that quick scoping is freaking back. Sniping seems to be at this point way too overpowered. In all the gameplays I was watching, the snipers were destroying people, and on the kill cams you could see that they were quick scoping. It's way too easy, and if it's left this way until the game comes out, then it's gonna be super annoying. I hope they fix it. It seems that there are no tank kill streaks nor tanks as vehicles on the map, just like in World of War. That is a bummer, and at the same time it makes no sense. This is a World War II game. It's supposed to have tanks. The only tank you're gonna be able to use is the one from the war game mode. At least that's the information we have until this point. I hope I am wrong. Another thing I don't like is the minimap. It seems to be way too small. I don't know if I'm just used to the Call of Duty Ghosts minimap. I play Ghosts all the time, but this one, you can't see shit on this minimap. If you see a red dot on this minimap, the enemy, it means that the enemy is right in front of you, and I don't know, I just don't like it. Maybe I'll get used to it, or maybe there's a way to increase the minimap. Now that would be nice, you know, Battlefield 1 style. The hit detection, you know, it seems to be a little bit cheeky, ladies and gentlemen. On the gameplays I was watching, a lot of people were shooting first and they were dying first. This was a problem in Advanced Warfare. I hope it's not gonna be a problem when the game comes out. I hope the hit detection is flawless, but that was kind of like, I don't know, it's something I'm scared about, because in certain Call of Duty games the shoot first, die first is very annoying, and that's why I don't like those Call of Duty games, which name I am not going to mention. At least the multiplayer on those Call of Duty games sucks for me. It also seems that the pistols are melting way too fast. I don't know if it was just the M1911, I don't know if that's a god pistol in this game, but people were running around, especially the snipers, they were running around with pistols destroying everyone. And the last two things on this list are things the community are complaining about. I decided to put them on this little list, but I don't give a shit about these last two things. The first one are the swastikas. People are completely they are super mad about swastikas not being on the multiplayer. I understand your point of view, guys, but to be honest, I don't give a shit. It's not like you're gonna be able to use the swastikas and throw them at the enemy's faces and whatever. When you're playing the game, you're not looking at the flags. You're playing the game. You're trying to shoot motherfuckers. You're trying to get your kill streaks. You're not, as I said, looking at the freaking flags. You might do that the first time you play, but after a while, you're not gonna do that anymore. And the other thing that people are complaining about are the women. Some people were complaining about all the women screaming on these gameplays, but the reason why you can hear so many women on these gameplays is because the motherfuckers playing the game chose women characters instead of men, and that's why you could hear so many women, because they use this opportunity, some of our favorite YouTubers, to come out of the closet, and they decide to use the women characters. That's all the stuff I like so far about the game, and all the stuff I dislike so far about the game. Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Peace out.